welcome back. I'm so pleased that you decided to join us. Today it's Mother's Day, so of course the guest I invited today is the one and only Anaïs Gallagher.
Hi.
As you mums out there will know, getting a little bit of time off your 19-year-old daughter is worth its weight in gold. So thank you, Anaïs.
It's alright. Feel happy to be here.
So we thought we'd just discuss on Mother's Day about, living with teenagers, come boys, come girls, and being a mum and the stress that it can lead to, mostly probably more in my head. We don't want this to be too serious, so today I just wanted some funny stories, give some advice to some kids how they can help their mum, just from a teenage point of view, make them laugh, just tell them what it's been like. Have I been like, want to strangle me, down to, I'm leaving home. So, I just think it would be good that that you give your point of view and feel free, just say what you want.
Yeah, well, I think the most important thing is to really understand what's happening, but to also not take it too seriously, because I think your parent is going to be taking it way too seriously. So if you kind of a bit more chilled out, maybe it will bring them back down to earth a bit.
I think so, yeah. And if you're neurotic and I'm neurotic, then what's going to happen? But yeah. I think it's good that time, when you brush it off sometimes and you roll the eyes, it's a bit like, and then I'm a bit like, maybe I shouldn't keep going on about it too much.
Yeah, I think the thing is if your mum, for example, is being like, you really need to tidy your room, and then usually then, they don't give you that much aggro, but then, they're suddenly going absolutely ballistic about it and they start crying. You probably should realise that something's going wrong, and if you're not realising, then you're probably not a very observant child. But I think it's also really important for women to understand that even though they feel like it's the end of the world, it is all in their head, and it's not fair to take it out on other people, because if you're saying, very confusing as a child, if my mum was like, do the dishes, and every day I didn't do the dishes, and she was just like, sort of kind of got on with it, and then one day she suddenly had a mental breakdown over it, that's really confusing as a child, because you're like, what's going on? Why are you suddenly crazy? But, it's all about talking to each other. It's all about listening to each other's problems and what they need.
And being open. So yeah, I feel like what you're saying is quite relevant when you talk about tidying up the room, because feeling angry, I would make a big thing about her not tidying her room, but the thing was, it wasn't about her not tidying the room, it's about what was going on with me. There's always, and this is what I think should come across, I wasn't really angry that her room was untidy. It was something that was going on with me. At the time, the hormones are all over the place.
I guess it's like a loss of control. I think you've lost control over your body, so therefore you want control over material things like your house and your children, and then when you can't control them as well as not being able to control what's going on internally, then I think you just kind of feel like you're
losing control everywhere. It could also be like a bit of OCD, I don't know, tidy house, tidy mind, everything's in order, so that means that I must be in order, but really I'm not in order. But the thing with the going back to being angry about the bedroom, it usually is probably because it's angry with stuff going on with me inside. So it's probably like having PMT or PMS, and that's what it's like. So before you have your period and you just want to eat chocolate, or you want to stab your boyfriend, and you have those 10 days that are just pure hell.
Yeah.
That's what the menopause is like every day. So it's a bit like, it's never ending, and that's what it's like. So little things, you just want to shout about anything actually at the end of the day, or be like that.
I think it's important to know not to rise to it, because if I started shouting back at my mum as like a 17, 18-year-old girl, and I got really angry at her, wouldn't do
either of us.
Yeah, it wouldn't do any good. You're not going to get anything across, especially with the state that they're in. They're so stressed out. There's no point shouting at them and telling them to get themselves together, because they can't. So it's just kind of you understanding that if they're getting angry, they're not really getting angry at you. It's just too much is going on in their life, and just to kind of let it go and not to rise to it. I think that's important.
We're quite lucky. We're a very open family, and you know, and we can talk about things, and you're very open for discussions because you like to talk about everything and discuss anything, and usually you can beat me in any discussion. By the way, I don't understand half the words she uses. She's much more eloquent than me. I just want to say, and Anaïs will use these long words, so when we have an argument, she wins. But I think if you could give an advice to say to your other girlfriends or girls that you know and their mums are going through the menopause, just some nice tips that maybe that you know.
I think if I had like 3 tips, it would be as calm as you can be, because if you're calm, it reflects onto other people and how they behave. Do nice things, even if you're not asked to do them. Because as a teenager, quite a lot of the time you don't want to do anything unless you're asked to. Like, you won't tidy the house unless you're shouted at to tidy the house. But maybe try and tidy the house, or make your mum a cup of tea or something like that. And then 3, I think it's a hard balance between taking it seriously and listening, and also not thinking it's the end of the world, because they're going to be thinking it's the end of the world. So if you're there kind of reminding them that it's not the end of the world, then that's also very helpful.
And I was going to ask, do you think, so in school, you know, you learn, you know, puberty, and then you learn, you know, having a baby. Do they teach you the menopause at school? No,
they don't.
They don't, so it's just stopped there.
Well, no, I mean, depends. Obviously in science, they teach you that there is a well, they don't really use the word menopause. They obviously teach you that there is a time in any mammal's life where, you know, you're not fertile anymore. They explain that, but they don't explain really
anything else that goes with it. Yeah, because I think, which I think would be an interesting thing to.
I disagree.
That's why I was going to bring this up.
I don't think they should teach it in school.
Yeah.
We have this conversation a lot. I don't think they should teach you about the menopause in school, mainly because you've got mixed classes, so that would be a whole chunk of time that men wouldn't have to be involved in it. And 2, we have way too many problems with teenage pregnancy and sexual
transmitted diseases.
That time needs to be put on that. Because the thing is also as a teenager, if you were learning about the menopause, it's going to be so long before it actually happens that you're going to forget it. And not only are you going to forget it, that if I learned about the menopause when I was having sex education when I was 13, it's going to be at least another 40 years, 30, 40 years before I go through the menopause. The chances are that scientific it would have advanced so high then that like what they're teaching me then probably won't be relevant in 30 years, because we might not even ever have to go through the menopause. Well,
no, not if what Sarah Matthews is doing, taking an ovary, freezing an ovary, and then putting it back in, so you don't have to have the menopause, which is an amazing.
So I think you know, I think it's probably worth mentioning it. Being like, this is what's going to happen.
Anyway, Menos, happy Mother's Day to you all out there. I hope you have a great one with your family, and you can bring it up, maybe not today. Could cause all sorts of arguments, but yeah, you know, slowly just start talking about it. Maybe even show, if you've got a teenage daughter, maybe just show them this vlog. They'll see Anaïs on there and think, oh god, maybe it is quite cool to talk about the menopause. That's, you know, that's probably one thing that might make them want to start talking about it, instead of some fuddy-duddy old book or whatever that we have out there. You know, see Anaïs who's very open and talking about it, and say, oh look, she's talking about it with her mum. You know, so there you go, guys. I just want to say thank you, Anaïs, for coming in today.
No problem.
And being here and giving me your time with you and Oscar. And you've been amazing, and you know, you've really helped me, and you know, I went through the worst of it, and and you were very kind, loving, just a great daughter, and I'm so proud that you're my daughter, Anaïs.
Oh, thank you, Mum.
It's
so nice.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Anyway, wishing you a wonderful Mother's Day. I hope you have a good day today, and I hope that someone else is taking you out for Mother's Day lunch. Anyway, Menos, lots of love. Bye.